Pada hari ini tentunya satu penghormatan kerana kita melakar sejarah yang bermakna kerana Malaysia telah dapat menyaksikan satu lagi bercutanda yang penting, iaitu sinergi di antara kecanggihan dalam pembinaan yang sesuai dengan tuntutan zaman, tetapi mengambil kira tekanan kebudayaan dan apa yang diungkapkan sebagai lebih prihatin dan inklusif. So it gives me real pleasure to be here today to thank Dato' Azma and the TRX family. This enterprise is, of course, very challenging for an emerging economy, but we have witnessed the ability of Malaysians to craft a program and to execute an enterprise, a building, TRX Exchange, which could fulfill the requirements of the present challenge, a more sophisticated building, IT-friendly, a later state-of-the-art, at the same time mindful of the fact the major criticism of buildings and development of cities considered to be culturally barren, not friendly to the environment, and not inclusive. So I salute TRX Exchange, Dr. Azma and the family, for this enterprise. It is highly sophisticated, it is challenging, it is environmentally friendly, it is not culturally barren, looking at the environment, and it is inclusive, particularly with the collaboration with the Dewan Bandaraya. And I've also entrusted Dewan Bandaraya to ensure that in the fringes, enough attention is given to the general public, not only in terms of the park, but in terms of food stalls that could be utilized and would benefit the poorer segments of our community. And thank you very much for this understanding. Now, this is, of course, a challenging task, because in the Madani economy, one of the thrusts is, of course, to enhance the position of Malaysia, to be competitive again, and to be a center, a major financial center in the region. And to that effect, we have also embarked on a very aggressive policy to ensure that Malaysia be able to be considered a major center for Islamic halal and also financial activities in a different connotation, not necessarily tied to sophisticated financial instruments and banking of the past, but to be mindful of the fact that in these days and age, Islamic financial center is not only to ensure that the instruments are Islamic in the sense that using present-day instruments focus purely on finance and banking, but to also consider the participation of Muslim countries, with huge capacity in financial instrument alone, translates beyond $1 trillion, but to also be able to integrate with the other players in terms of our effort in ensuring success in energy transition, in digital transformation, and also food security. The Madani economic framework, for example, represents a holistic strategy devised to reinvigorate Malaysia's economic landscape. This initiative not only addresses existing challenges, but also focuses on key areas for sustainable growth and resilience. It aims to bolster Malaysia's economic standing on a global scale, navigate the complexities of the global landscape, and ensure the nation's adaptability and resilience through enhanced competitiveness. There is a strategic emphasis on fostering innovation and entrepreneurship, promoting robust and inclusive economic growth, and ensuring the equitable distribution of benefits. SMEs are encouraged to adopt technological advancements and streamline regulatory processes. Now, it places importance on managing inflation, optimizing labor market dynamics, and fortifying the nation's financial sector. These measures are instrumental in sustaining economic momentum while fostering an environment conducive to both domestic and international investment. Now, by consolidating these efforts and capitalizing on Malaysia's strength, including foreign reserves, capital markets, and favorable economic indicators, the Madani economy endeavors to usher in a new era of economic resilience and progress for the nation. The Madani administration is taking a whole-of-government approach in achieving a common goal. For example, the Ministry of Finance sets the measures and the budget to kickstart Malaysia's journey towards realizing Ekonomi Madani's vision. The ministry is also guided by the Public Finance and Fiscal Responsibility Act 2023 to ensure prudence in our pursuit of economic growth. Now, rarely do you find the Treasury prepared to willing to embark on this very tough measure, because actually what it means, and I told my colleagues in Parliament, is surrendering part of the power of the Minister of Finance to Parliament, and sometimes we get hell as a result. But this is, I think, a particularly pertinent move, a critical move to ensure that there is accountability and clarity of policy that we must adopt and execute. At the same time, the MOF works hard hand in hand with the Ministry of Economy to decide the country's economic trajectory. Of paramount importance to the near-term fiscal recovery if the subsidy targeting exercise, which the MOF, the Ministry of Economy, are responsible. MITI leads the consolidation of Malaysia's investment promotion agencies to streamline the process of courting investments, enhance ease of doing business. I must commend MIDA, MITI, and of course all the related agencies, because the ability to elevate our next FDI from 3.1 billion ringgit in the second quarter of 2023 to 17.1 billion ringgit in the fourth quarter. Kudos to MITI for successfully forging a strategic partnership with the UAE to advance digital infrastructure development. The Madani government is also working on rehabilitating Malaysian cities, livability standards, and infusing more cultural activities into these cities. Putrajaya will be turned into an exemplar for a low-carbon city as government efforts are underway to use renewable energy sources there for electricity generation. As the country's international financial center, TRX enjoys special status. With this status, the government has provided a slew of incentives for companies moving their base here. These encompasses an industrial building allowance, tax exemption on 70% of the statutory income for a period of 5 years for property developers, stamp duty exemption on loan and services for TRX status company, and an income tax exemption of 100% for a period of 10 years. Now, having said that, I have a major problem of seeking ways to increase revenue. Throughout history, every single step forward, new buildings, new processes, and especially changes in society has been challenged. This is for one simple and powerful reality, that change is hard, change isn't easy. Some of you may be familiar that this Madani government, the last year or so, has been clearly tough to ensure that we return and practice and observe the rules of good governance and zero tolerance for corruption. We have taken very tough measures, very unpopular, but I think they would ensure the success of Malaysia to be not only a major hub for financial center in the region, but to my mind, the raison d'etre of any leadership and government is to ensure that they serve the nation and do not use power to enrich themselves by squandering public wealth. Now, with the Madani economy, the nation has embarked upon building a new architecture for a more open, transparent, and competitive Malaysian economy, to create a future where every Malaysian has an opportunity to get a good job, a high-paying job, and to prosper. And to our nation, for our nation to come together as a united Malaysian nation, irrespective of race, creed, or religion. For us to succeed in today's global economic environment and win the future together, we must move forward. Together with the steadfast support and partnership of the business and financial community, I am convinced, inshallah, we will succeed. On that note, it gives me again great pleasure to launch the Tun Razak Exchange as Malaysia's International Financial Center. Terima kasih.